I broke my colleague's coffee mug, her favorite one, a gift from her grandmother. And all I managed to say was, oops, just oops, for a broken family heirloom.
Oops is not exactly a sincere apology.
It is not. And today, we are going to fix that. We are going to teach you exactly how to apologize in English, properly, sincerely, and appropriately for any situation.
By the end of this episode, you will never again say just oops when something actually matters.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, I am here with Emma, and today we are going to talk about how to apologize in English.
Hello, everyone. I am very happy to be here today. Let's start our conversation.
Emma, how are you doing today?
I'm doing well, thank you, Daniel. Although I have to admit, I owe someone an apology today.
Oh, really? What happened?
I forgot to call my sister back yesterday. She left me 3 messages.
Perfect timing for today's topic, then.
Completely perfect. I will actually be using today's lesson later.
This is such an important topic. Apologizing well is a skill that affects every relationship in your life.
Absolutely. At work, with friends, with family, knowing how to say sorry properly matters everywhere.
And in English specifically, there are levels of formality that many learners do not know about.
Right. Saying sorry for a small bump on the street is very different from apologizing for a serious mistake at work.
Exactly what we are covering today. And Daniel has more than just the coffee mug story.
Oh, yes, there is more.
Stay with us until the end. I broke my colleague's coffee mug, her favorite one, a gift from her grandmother. And all I managed to say was, oops, just oops, for a broken family heirloom.
Oops is not exactly a sincere apology.
It is not. And today, we are going to fix that. We are going to teach you exactly how to apologize in English, properly, sincerely, and appropriately for any situation.
By the end of this episode, you will never again say just oops when something actually matters.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, I am here with Emma, and today we are going to talk about how to apologize in English.
Hello, everyone. I am very happy to be here today. Let's start our conversation.
Emma, how are you doing today?
I'm doing well, thank you, Daniel. Although I have to admit, I owe someone an apology today.
Oh, really? What happened?
I forgot to call my sister back yesterday. She left me 3 messages.
Perfect timing for today's topic, then.
Completely perfect. I will actually be using today's lesson later.
This is such an important topic. Apologizing well is a skill that affects every relationship in your life.
Absolutely. At work, with friends, with family, knowing how to say sorry properly matters everywhere.
And in English specifically, there are levels of formality that many learners do not know about.
Right. Saying sorry for a small bump on the street is very different from apologizing for a serious mistake at work.
Exactly what we are covering today. And Daniel has more than just the coffee mug story.
Oh, yes, there is more.
Stay with us until the end. So here is what we have for you today.
By the end of this episode, you will know exactly how to apologize for small mistakes, serious mistakes, and everything in between.
We will teach you the 4-step structure for a proper apology, plus the exact phrases for casual, polite, and formal situations.
And Daniel has a second story, one that is far worse than the coffee mug.
Much worse. Stay with us for that.
Let's begin.
Emma, let's start with something simple. In your opinion, what makes an apology feel genuine?
I think it needs 3 things: acknowledging the mistake clearly, showing real regret, and not making excuses.
That last point is so important. The moment someone adds "but," the apology often loses its power.
Completely. I'm sorry, but traffic was terrible sounds very different from, I'm sorry, the traffic made me late.
One sounds like an excuse. The other sounds like an explanation without blame shifting.
Exactly the difference. Tone matters enormously in apologies.
Have you ever received a bad apology? One that did not feel sincere?
Oh, many times. The classic non-apology is, I'm sorry you feel that way.
That is not an apology at all.
Not even close. It puts the blame on the other person's feelings instead of taking responsibility.
Right. A real apology sounds more like, I'm sorry I upset you, taking ownership of your actions.
That small difference in wording changes everything about how sincere it sounds.
Let's talk about the different levels of apology. Because in English, you would not use the same words for spilling coffee as for missing an important meeting.
Right, for very small things. Bumping into someone, interrupting briefly, a simple sorry or excuse me is completely enough.
For example, you accidentally step on someone's foot on a train. Just sorry with a small smile does the job.
No explanation needed. No long story, just acknowledge it briefly and move on.
What about medium-level situations, like being late to a meeting?
For those, a short apology with one clear reason works well. Sorry I'm late, the traffic was terrible.
Acknowledge, brief reason, and continue naturally.
Exactly. You do not need to over-explain. One sentence is usually enough.
And now the serious situations, the workplace mistakes, the ones that genuinely affect other people.
This is where the formal structure becomes important, and this is where most English learners feel unsure.
Right. What phrases do you use for something more serious?
I sincerely apologize is a strong, formal choice. It signals that you understand the seriousness of the situation.
Or I take full responsibility for. This shows accountability without excuses.
For example, I take full responsibility for missing the deadline, and I will make sure it does not happen again.
That sentence does three things at once: acknowledges, takes ownership, and offers reassurance.
Exactly. It is a very complete and professional way to apologize.
What about apologizing in writing? For example, in an email at work.
Written apologies tend to be a little more formal and structured than spoken ones.
What would a good structure look like?
Something like, I apologize for the delay in sending the report. I understand this may have caused inconvenience, and I will ensure it is completed by end of day.
Clear, professional, and solution-focused.
Exactly the tone you want in a workplace email.
Now, how do you respond when someone apologizes to you? This is something many learners never think about.
Great point. If it is something small, you can say, no worries, or it's fine, don't worry about it.
And for something more serious?
I appreciate your apology. Or, thank you for saying that. I understand. Both sound sincere and mature.
And if you are genuinely still upset,
you can say, I appreciate you saying that, but I need a little time. Honest, without being harsh.
That is such a useful phrase. It acknowledges the apology while being truthful about your feelings. Actually, here is something interesting about apologies in culture.
Oh, tell us.
Did you know that British English speakers apologize far more often than almost any other culture, even when it is not their fault?
Yes, I have heard this. Someone bumps into a British person, and the British person says sorry.
Exactly. It is often used as a social softener rather than a true admission of fault.
So context really matters when interpreting how serious an apology is meant to be.
Right. If a Brit says sorry 15 times in one conversation, it does not mean 15 mistakes happened.
It just means they are being British.
Precisely. Good cultural context to understand. Let's now go through the exact vocabulary and structure for apologizing well in English.
Let's start with the 4-step structure for a proper apology. Step 1, acknowledge the mistake clearly.
For example, I forgot to send you the file yesterday.
Step 2, express genuine regret.
For example, I'm really sorry about that.
Step 3, briefly explain without making excuses.
For example, I was dealing with an emergency and it slipped my mind.
Step 4, offer a solution or reassurance.
For example, I will send it to you right now, and I will double-check everything before sending in future.
Acknowledge, regret, brief explanation, solution. 4 steps every time.
Now let's cover the key phrases by formality level. For casual situations, sorry about that, my bad, oops, sorry. These work perfectly with friends or for very minor things. For polite everyday situations, I'm sorry for the inconvenience. I apologize for the delay.
These work well with colleagues, service situations, or people you do not know well.
For formal or serious situations, I sincerely apologize. Please accept my apologies. I take full responsibility.
These are appropriate for workplace mistakes, formal emails, or serious situations.
Now let's talk about sorry versus excuse me, a very common confusion for English learners.
Use excuse me when you need someone's attention or want to pass by them. Excuse me, could you move please?
Use sorry when you have actually done something. Bumped into someone, made a mistake, caused inconvenience.
For example, you bump into someone, you say sorry, not excuse me, because you caused the contact.
This distinction confuses many learners because some languages use the same word for both situations.
In English, they serve genuinely different purposes.
Let's also cover a very important grammar point. When explaining what happened, we often use past continuous plus past simple.
For example, I was writing an email when my computer crashed, so I lost the file.
Past continuous for the background action, past simple for the interrupting event.
This structure is extremely natural when explaining reasons for a mistake.
For example, I was driving to the meeting when I got stuck in traffic.
Very useful sentence structure for real apology situations. Daniel, I want to ask our listeners something.
Of course, go ahead.
Everyone, have you ever had to apologize in English? How did it go?
Write it in the comments below. Tell us your situation and what you said.
For example, I apologized to my boss for being late and it went better than I expected.
We would love to hear your real experiences.
And if this episode is useful, please like it and subscribe to our channel.
Now, Daniel, tell us the story that is worse than the coffee mug.
I have been waiting for this the whole episode.
So this happened at my first job. I sent an email meant for my manager, complaining about my manager, directly to my manager.
Oh no, the classic reply all disaster, but worse.
Much worse. I meant to send it to a colleague to vent. I clicked the wrong name in my contacts.
What did the email say?
Nothing terrible, but definitely things you never want your manager to read about themselves.
What did you do when you realized?
I stared at my screen in complete horror for about a minute. Then I walked straight to her office.
That takes courage.
It felt like the only option. I said, I need to apologize immediately. I sent you an email that was never meant for you, and I take full responsibility for my unprofessional comments.
That is actually a very solid apology structure. Acknowledge, take responsibility.
I continued, I was frustrated about a specific situation, but that does not excuse how I expressed it. It will not happen again.
Acknowledge, brief explanation without excuse, reassurance. All 4 steps. She was quiet for a moment. Then she said, I appreciate you coming to tell me directly instead of hoping I would not notice. Oh, that is actually a wonderful response.
It was. We ended up having an honest conversation about the actual issue, and our working relationship improved after that.
So the mistake accidentally led to something positive?
Completely unexpected, but yes. The lesson, a sincere, well-structured apology delivered quickly can turn a disaster into something better than before.
That is such a powerful lesson. Speed and sincerity matter enormously.
They really do. Waiting and hoping nobody notices is always the worst choice.
Well, everyone, what an important episode today.
We learned the 4-step apology structure, phrases for every level of formality, and the difference between sorry and excuse me.
And 2 very memorable stories, a broken coffee mug and a very misdirected email.
Both fixed with sincere apologies.
Now, before we go, In our next episode, we are going to talk about complaining politely in English.
Oh, the perfect follow-up topic. How do you complain about bad service without sounding rude?
What phrases keep things polite but still get your problem solved?
Subscribe now so you do not miss episode 17.
See you there.
Today was so useful, Daniel. Thank you.
Thank you, Emma. And thank you everyone for listening to episode 16.
Practice the 4 steps today. Acknowledge, regret, brief explanation, solution.
And remember the phrases. I sincerely apologize. I take full responsibility. Sorry about that.
Use the right level of formality for the right situation.
And maybe go call your sister back, Emma.
Right after this. See you in episode 17, everyone.
Goodbye, everyone. Take care and keep learning English every day.
Bye-bye.